What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have an amazing video for you today as we're going to be going over the 5 most underrated fat loss tips. And these are huge. I promise you right now, if you work on these and you focus on these and you build a great foundation off of these, this will carry you so much further than having like the most perfect diet or the most perfect workout program in the world. So for those that don't know me, my name is Matt Lee. I'm the owner of Team Make Waves. I've been extremely fortunate to have helped over 1,000 individuals throughout the past 6 years with my online coaching business. And I actually was talking to a subscriber just last week, and he was asking me for some information about his diet and his workouts because he, has been looking to lose some weight and he hit a plateau. So I, of course, was kind of picking his brain about what he's doing right now workout-wise, what he's doing right now dieting-wise. But then the conversation kind of turned a little bit, and we kind of started talking about these underrated tips that we're going to go over, and he wasn't putting much focus on these tips. And I quickly realized, all right, if this individual is struggling with this, I know for a fact that many others are as well. So these underrated fat loss tips are going to be sleep, stress, water consumption, steps, and then sustainability. Really not going in any crazy order here. We're just gonna start going down my finger line. When it comes to sleep, this is something that a lot of people are not getting enough of. Let's just be honest. Again, this is something that I struggle with too. But ideally, you would love to be in a great spot that you are at least getting 6+ hours of sleep a night, kind of build up from there. Because again, if you're not getting enough sleep, we know it's going to be playing a negative effect to our bodies and how they're going to be recovering, and of course how we're going to be feeling throughout the day. Your body's going to need that time to rest and fully recover, and that time is going to come with you sleeping. So it's very important that you are getting the proper amount of sleep every single night. Because I'll be honest with you, right? If you're an individual that is not getting a lot of sleep, your performance is going to be trash. Your energy levels are going to be trash. Your overall function and kind of well-being is not going to be at its highest state. This can affect digestion. This can affect your appetite. This can boost your cortisol levels, which we're going to talk about in the stress side of things in a second. And the big thing is, and I preach this to every single individual that I work with, is you can, work out all you want. You can do all the cardio you want. You can, of course, follow the best meal plan in the world. And yeah, that might work for you for a little bit, but if you're not getting enough sleep and you're not giving your body that proper amount of time to rest and recover, I hate to break it to you, all that hard work is going to be for nothing, because your body is going to plateau and it's going to be a tough barrier to break through. So it's so important that you prioritize sleep. So tip number 2, this is another huge one, and it's going to be stress. And let's be honest, it is so easy these days to be stressed. And I know this is easier said than done in regards to trying to de-stress, but it's going to be so important. And the thing is, right, your body has no idea what stress is coming in from where. Again, it just treats stress as stress. So what I mean about this is, you could be super stressed from finances, but also, believe it or not, that your body can come under stress from what you're doing in the gym, what you're doing cardio-wise, and so forth. So it can't differentiate in regards to, again, the different types of stress that is coming into play here. Stress is ultimately stress when it comes to your body. So it's very important that you allow some time for yourself to de-stress. And of course, this is gonna be different for everybody. Some people like to meditate, some people like to do yoga, but the big thing is you have to find some time to de-stress, because if you're super stressed for a good amount of time, what's going to happen is your cortisol levels, they're going to go right up. And that's going to be a very tough barrier to break through if those cortisol levels are, of course, going to be at an elevated state for a good amount of time. And this really can affect multiple things in regards to your process and journey here. It can cause you to hit a massive plateau. It can affect your digestion. It can affect your sleep, and so on, right? So it's just best practices to relax and de-stress as much as possible. Tip number 3 is going to be the fun one. It's going to be steps. So daily activity beyond the gym and beyond your cardio is key. Because here's the thing, right? You can go to the gym, train for 45 to 60 minutes, you can do your 20 to 30 minute cardio session, but what is going on outside of the gym? What is going on outside of that cardio session? So if you have an Apple Watch, if you have a Fitbit, if you have any way that you can track steps, I would love for you to be more mindful of your daily steps. And ideally, I would love for an individual between 6,000 to 10,000 steps a day. And what we do here is, for those that we work with, is we kind of get the average steps that individual is hitting for like 2 to 3 weeks, and we challenge them. So I'm like, hey, you're averaging 5,500 steps a day. Let's, add an additional 500 steps to that and shoot for 6,000 steps over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I kind of take that average and keep building it up from there. Because the beautiful thing is, if you're more active throughout the day, you're going to be speeding up your metabolism. And of course, the faster that your metabolism is going to be, the more weight you're going to lose, and the easier it's going to be to sustain those results for the long term. So that's a pro tip. And of course, if you're more active throughout the day, you're going to be burning more calories. And of course, the more calories that you burn, the deeper in the deficit you're going to be, and the easier it's going to be to lose weight. So what I would suggest is look to see where you're at right now step-wise throughout the next 2 to 3 weeks. Take that average, add 250, 500 steps to that, And again, set that as the new bar for the next 2 to 3 weeks and keep building it up from there. And I promise you right now, if you increase your daily activity outside of the gym, with your workouts and your cardio, and just focus on setting a simple step goal, this will bring you the most progress over the next 30 days, just because it plays that much of a role in regards to just increasing your daily activity and getting up and getting moving and getting grooving, right? It's going to help out so much. Tip number 4 is one that gets so underlooked, and that's gonna be water consumption. Let's be honest. Ask yourself right now, are you consuming the proper amount of water every single day? I bet you 9 out of 10 people watching this video are gonna say no. So it's very important that this is something you're gonna be more aware of moving forward. And of course, drinking the proper amount of water is gonna help you feel better, it's gonna help your skin, it's gonna help your hair, it's gonna help your eyes, it's gonna help how you recover, it's gonna help fuel your workouts, right? And your body's made up for like 90-something% water. So anytime, again, we're not consuming enough water, we're gonna be dehydrated. That's gonna lead to some digestive distress, that could lead to bloating, that could lead to your body holding on to more water, believe it or not. Not fun things. So we just wanna make sure that we are consuming enough water each and every day. And again, I personally shoot for a gallon a day. It's gonna be different for each individual, because again, you don't wanna overwhelm yourself out of the gate and be like, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do a gallon a day. It's not gonna happen, you're gonna be living in the bathroom. So you kinda wanna assess where you're at right now, water consumption wise, and same thing like the step goal that I just talked about, you're gonna slowly build upon that. So if you're only getting like 3, of these like 12-ounce little kind of cups in every single day, maybe that next week shoot that, hey, I usually get 3, I'm gonna go for 4 this week. And then next week I'm gonna go for 5, next week I'm gonna go for 6. So same thing, set those goals, set those baby steps, and I promise you, before you know it, you're gonna be drinking a gallon a day, you're gonna be feeling fantastic, and boom, progress is gonna be flying in the right direction. And then last but not least, tip number 5 is sustainability. I feel like this is something that not a lot of people really talk about, right? Because when they start a weight loss journey, it's all about getting to that finish line as fast as possible. But the thing is, you can get to that finish line, but if you can't sustain those results, what's the point? It freaking sucks if you lose 20 to 30 pounds and really build a physique that you're proud of, but as soon as you stop doing what you're doing and kind of fall back to your old habits, all that weight comes right back on and your physique goes back to what it was. Like, that's not fun, right? So you wanna make sure that sustainability is gonna be one of those key, I would say, players here that's building that foundation. And whatever approach that you're doing, either workout-wise, diet-wise, it's something that you can sustain for the long term. Because again, this isn't a quick fix. I'm gonna repeat that because it's that important. This isn't a quick fix. What you're going through right now needs to be a lifestyle change. And the beautiful thing is, every tip that we talked about today, sleep, stress, water consumption, steps, that's all lifestyle right there. So being able to focus on these things alone is going to help out with tip number 5, which is gonna be sustainability. So if you can keep these tips going, if you can keep getting the proper amount of sleep, if you can keep your stress levels low, if you can keep your daily activity up with those steps, if you can keep your water consumption at a great place, it's going to help with the sustainability factor. Because again, you want to get to the finish line and you want to be able to sustain and maintain those results for the long term. It's not about getting to the finish line as quickly as possible. It's about getting to the finish line in a way that you're going to be able to reach your goal in a healthy way, but you're also going to be able to sustain those results for the long term. Because again, what's the point of doing this for 3 to 6 months, busting your butt, and then stopping it, and you put all that weight right back on? Like, who the heck wants to do that? That sucks. So it's very important that, again, you do this in a sustainable way, that you're gonna be able to maintain all those results that you work so hard for the long term. So those are the 5 most underrated fat loss tips right there. If you have any questions about them, please feel free to drop me a comment below. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, this talk today. Again, if you have any other questions or any other topics that you want me to talk about, just drop me a comment. I'm gonna be doing these each and every week, so I'll be happy to address your topic or question in the next video. But guys, I really appreciate your time. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this, and I'll see you on the next one.